one of our last updates. We're coming to the end of ASC25, and I just want to talk to some of the new teams, particularly the ones not from China. What'd you think of this?
It's the most experience we have ever had being here. It's the people, the knowledge you gain, the things you can do with this thing. There is no opportunity in our universities, even in the west side, for example, SCC and ASCC.
Yeah.
You require a cluster to participate.
Yeah.
But here they give you one. They let you make variations. They even donate GPU for test users. So this is an incredible experience. Being here is just being in a totally different environment.
Yeah.
It's you can breathe a different air between everyone, and you can compare to different people in the world, and you can say, oh, this is really where I want to be.
Great. Anybody else? What do you think? Good time?
I think it's one of the greatest experiences I had ever had. The long trip was like a difficult part, but it is worth for this experience.
Great.
I feel it's an incredible experience to share with the other teams and learn with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say one phrase, and is I don't want to leave this competition because, I mean, in just 4 days, I have learned, I think, more than, for example, in 2 learning months. So this experience I will recommend for everyone that wants to experience the competition. And not only that, because mainly if you want to come and experience, if you are new, you are maybe not gonna get the best results, but you are gonna do it in the best way, and that is enough. I mean, the learning that you get, that is enough to be happy with it.
It's real world. It's hands-on. What do you think?
I say in Spanish for people in LATAM.
Yeah.
La verdad es que vengan, inténtenlo, se puede hacer mucho. Da mucho miedo al principio, pero lo importante es empezar y sabiendo que uno es exitoso empezando las cosas y dando el primer paso en este gran camino que para todos en Latinoamérica es algo completamente diferente, algo nuevo, pero que creo que nosotros como en Colombia, como ustedes en cada uno de sus países, pueden venir y dar un espectáculo y aprender, porque es lo más importante, y para sus países también.
Excellent. Thank you. So, you would encourage any Western team to make the jump and come here? Yeah? Good. And you guys have been great. What I like is how they really treat the students well. You have translators, anything you need, they'll handle. And it's great. So fantastic. It's been great having you here too.
Thank you.
We'll make a bet on whose flight back is longer. It's going to be close, but we'll see. But thank you, and you did great. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Last day, ASC25.
Last day.
Come by to visit Team FAU. And really what I'm trying to do to find out that as a Western team, what would you tell other Western teams about this experience?
So I think the ASC25 is a really cool competition because it's like a unique opportunity to visit China, to have many different teams from various parts of the world assembled here, all of the clusters running software, and it's really uniquely challenging, the software setup and stuff like this. And the ASC25 has a bit of a unique spin. So, this year, for example, because most of the tasks you have to run are meant for GPUs, but you have to run them on a CPU. So I think that's a unique challenge, and I think that's, I would say, relatively cool. So yeah, I would in total say it's a great competition. the cultural exchange is also quite valuable. Of course, it's not like all student cluster competitions. A lot of stuff depends on what you have, right? So if you're a Western team, for example, you aren't going to come here with H200 GPUs, so you might be disadvantaged. So, like for example, some of the teams here had the 6 A100 GPUs, and you can't import them so as a Western team. So you have to find other ways to build your advantage in this case. So yeah.
Good.
But other than that, I think it's a great competition, and we're very grateful for the experience of being here.
Excellent. Anybody else? They take care of you okay?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think the hospitality is really great. Like, great food, great also really a good experience. Experience the culture here, and also like seeing different kinds of people here coming together from all around the world, from Cuba and South Africa. It's great. I think that's really one of the major plus points to coming here is just the exchange with different people.
And so many of them.
Yeah,
25
so many,
teams,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, also like the experiences of the other Chinese teams here and how they approach problems. I think it's great to just learn a lot here. Yeah.
Did talking to Quill, did that help improve your cable management thoughts going forward?
I think
Because
so.
I mean, it's FAU that's really pioneered the cable management game in these competitions.
Yeah.
And did it help you grow to see what they did? Because I thought that was inspired.
I think, sometimes it helps to see other ideas. Like, for example, we really liked the idea from, I think it was the Quilu University,
Yes, yeah.
which had put their switches at the bottom of the cluster, which improved their capability of routing their cables from down to up. And we had some issues with that. We had to route some cables around the top of the cluster, which was kind of annoying. I think we learned a lot about also cable management here.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Anybody else have anything to add? Good time? Happy? Fun? There we go.
I think it's like not only the cluster competition you can learn a lot, but like also more cultural one. For example, I picked up some Chinese words here.
What are your Chinese words? I have 4.
Well, it's mostly Denche, like
Way past, that's over my head.
university.
No, I didn't get that one.
Um,
Mine are ni hao
yes.
and Seijen. That's see you later or goodbye. And then Xie Xie, thank you. And then Wei, you say that when you answer your cell phone, I found. But that's all I have. You're way ahead of me. That's impressive. I mean, good job. But I think this is the most demanding competition. I mean, it's possible to make it harder, but wow, it's always cutting edge. The apps are always hard. You're not just doing open foam, And I think that's what makes this so important.
Yeah, and also I think it's also great to see the university. So usually when you travel to a country like China, you're a tourist. You're at the tourist spots, and I think it's great to just see a university which is more close to real life.
Well, or like ISC, where you're at the conference center.
Yeah,
you're at a convention center. Yeah, that's good.
Like the SC, where it's also a convention center. Like this is a whole stadium, and like it feels like really like a competition, and not like you are just put in a corner to
just one limb pack.
Yeah,
and look, a scoreboard. I mean, it's incredible the amount of effort and time they devote to this. It's a lot of people, and that's something you just don't see from the other ones.
Yeah, also around the campus there are like those spots where you can take pictures, and like I think
signs all over.
Yeah, and they also, I believe, made a concert. Like no, it was a karaoke event. The first night we came.
Oh,
like especially only just for the ASC. So like it feels like completely different from the SC.
Yeah, it is. It is. And great to have you here. Train the next generation or come back yourself and still have some eligibility. And we'll go from there. But it's great to see FAU in these. Thank you. And fun with you guys too. So good luck. Needs a pretty big come from behind effort to win this one, I think. Okay?
Yeah.
But work on that and we'll talk again. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Well, I'm good. How are you?
How are you finding the competition?
I'm finding the competition good. And the great thing about it, I brought so much storage with me that it's not going to be a problem at all. I've got these 2 terabyte NVMe drives.
You know, that feels a bit like an attack, Tom.
You know, legit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I'm just a guy with a camera, and you're like supercomputing dudes.
Dan, we don't have money in Africa, bro.
It was.
I can't even afford Ubers there.
It was
You're telling me I need to have a 2 terabyte NVMe.
Well, I have actually 2 of them in case one goes
Oh
down.
my word.
$120 in the United States.
Do you know how much that is?
It's $120,
That's 3,000 rand.
which is $120.
That's how much I live off a month.
It is not.
It is. That's what I get paid and I live. I live off that.
You're going to this fancy university of la-di-da, we're University of Wit. So
Yes.
and you can't chip in like something? Come on. Now, backing up. So, Team Wits, this is your first time at an ASC. What do you think?
I like it. I like it a lot. It hurts sometimes, the translation barrier, because like we thought people would get points deducted for going over the power limit. So we were very prepared and careful for that. And then the next morning, everyone's going over the power limit and like they don't get points deducted. And it's like, I don't know, we felt like in the meeting it was translated as points will get deducted. But like,
It just
I don't
means
know,
you have
so-
to restart it.
yeah, just things. And like, for example, the HPL, like we thought you had to do HPL and HPCG before you got anything. I don't know, there's just interesting things that like you've been told, but like they probably weren't translated correctly. So then you're confused a bit. But otherwise, I like how organized it is.
Yeah.
I understand my objectives. I like seeing where everyone is. Like, I like that transparency. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's just also nice to have everything working. If something's broken, you go to the tech guy and you're like, hey, my cluster's not clustering.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and he jiggles some stuff and it works again. But yeah, I'm having fun.
Oh, that's great. And I think the thing that really shows to me is that they really take care of the students well.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you're not left to fend on your own. You need a translator, you got a translator.
Yes.
You know, it's great. And they really care. That's the thing.
Yes.
And you didn't have to lug all this across the ocean with you.
That was nice.
The hardware was all there. Trying to think of what else. So just a good experience?
Top tier experience.
Would we recommend it to other Western teams?
Yes, yes.
Have
It is so fun to compete with the similar hardware with other universities. Like, this feels fair, this competition.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
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 I like nearly everyone has the same nodes.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different is the GPUs. And like, I'm not hurt by that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not pay to win like some competitions feel like.
Well, the thing that's really interesting in this one is that they are, and I'll find out more tomorrow when I talk to them, but they're explicitly forcing you to decide GPUs, no GPUs, or maybe a sprinkling of GPUs. And I think that was very deliberate because every competition from 2012 on has always been, oh boy, let's see how many GPUs we can get in. Let's cram them in. But that's not the real world.
It also makes it more
Get the mic.
Yeah, it also makes it more fair to have CPU focused tasks, especially in terms of preparation, right? Because some universities have A100s, H100s that they can prepare on before time, But universities like us, universities probably like EA Fits,
Yeah.
not having GPUs to prepare on before the competition is a major disadvantage.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone can prepare something on CPUs beforehand.
Would even being able to get at GPU instances in the cloud, would that help you?
I think to a certain extent, it'll help you learn how to compile. But what that doesn't teach you is the administration of that. How do you set it up? How do you install the drivers?
Yeah.
You know, the last time we competed, we severely underestimated the actual setup and the actual, system admin side of HPC. And
Yeah.
you can't practice that without bare metal.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
That's just the realistic truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while you've been to multiple cluster competitions, not all of you have, and not all of you had anything to run on.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But I'm really glad that you enjoyed this and you had to bootstrap yourselves in and raise your own money. But that's very good, very admirable too.
Yeah. I will say something I'm enjoying is the forced downtime every day.
Yeah.
At ISC, you can SSH into your cluster from the hotel. You just can't be in the venue at night. But that means you basically never sleep.
You never
and
stop.
It's not good for you.
No.
Being forced to go have dinner, relax, go to bed is amazing. And I think it's going to make us better competitors. We can compete better because we actually sleep.
Yeah.
And realistically, everyone knows that, but it's hard to stop sometimes. And having that force is really nice.
You know what though? That's something I might mention to the ISC organizers. Pull the network at night.
Or just turn the PDUs off.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Rebooting is always a terrifying thing for students. It can be. But just, pop out the network cable and no communication. I think that's a good idea. Because their intention is that you have downtime.
Yes,
that's why it's designed
but the fact
that way.
that you can SSH in means that
That
never
you will.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But glad you had a great experience. Hope you keep coming back. And tell your friends and enemies from other universities.
Yeah, well, hopefully within the next decade, there'll be multiple South African universities applying and competing at ASC. That would be great.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
fantastic, yeah.
Have you had a chance to meet some of the other teams from China and talk to them?
Yeah, especially yesterday with the group task.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time going back and forth between booths discussing, does this container build? Can you get this compiler to work? But also just at dinners and whatnot, in the elevator, you come across a different team and you say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really nice
That's
interacting.
a really good thing about this too. So, and you're taking advantage of it, so that's great.
It's also, it's the amount of teams as well.
Yeah.
ISC is 8 to 10, this is 25. You automatically get more exposure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's one of the great things about this.
And to a different culture.
Yeah,
Because
totally
ISC
different.
is quite Western.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a very different culture to us. So it's a lot more of a cultural learning experience, which I've really enjoyed as well.
And are you going to ISC?
I'm not, no.
You're not?
Once
Okay.
you compete once with CHBC, you can't compete
Oh, I know,
again.
but I mean, you're going to just be there as a guy.
No.
Okay.
Well,
if any of you
this
are...
is my final year, so I've got exams at that time.
Yeah. You're going to go pro. So sure, you've got to be worried about your pro career. But for anybody that is going to be there, you'll see some of these same kids. Because the two top finishing Chinese teams get automatically into ISC. So yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get back to this. Thank you very much. Great talking to you. Great having you here. And enjoy your trip to Beijing.
Yes.
And
great.
Take lots of videos and stuff, because I know I'm anxious to see it, and I know everybody at home will be too.
Awesome.
Let Lily go wild in
she
the
will.
Hung Chow market. All
She
the
will.
shopping. And somebody start a spreadsheet and see how she does in bargaining. I'd be really curious to know.
Okay.
Right? And by percentage off of the first price.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
That
keep
would be
track.
cool.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you guys. Good job. Bye-bye.
Cheers.